first put Civ into the classroom, it was considered very controversial and radical. Certainly that has changed in that education as an entire community, as well as schools as institutions, are trying to incorporate some kind of technology into what they call a cache of 21st century skills. No longer are schools and institutions or education in general shocked by the idea of gaming in the classroom. A lot of professors of technology or digital humanities are now thinking about this, but it's still not being practiced in the classroom. We're a very small group that's actually still gaming in the classroom and using it to research and explore possible critical skills, problem solving, and innovation that comes out of gaming. I think a lot of that has to do with the practical sort of outlay initially of the type of computers you might need, the programming you might need, the money it may cost, as well as the amount of bandwidth in order to get games through. We've been able to find our way around it here at Kimball Union, and we've really gotten much better at it over the 6 years that we've been doing this project. As we recognize that we don't know what's coming in the next century, certainly the next 5 years, there's no doubt that creating students that are curious, willing to take risks, as well as understanding the skills in that process are as important as the content. Civilizations which could be considered outdated at this point, it's been around for such a long time, civilizations have not changed very much, and therefore civilizations, the game, is true to that and remains rather timeless in that endeavor. What is distinctly different now is this year I started a new project with the help of Firaxis and 2K, which have been really supportive to me. And this year they offered the opportunity to use Civ World on Facebook. They created a game solely for the use of my 12 students in an AP World History class. And this was away from the 2 million plus users on Facebook. And it allowed them to consider what are the advantages of this kind of Facebook app versus educationally versus an actual computer game. We had all sorts of people from MIT and Center for Children of Technology weighing in on how these students were reacting. I had put a forum up, and many critiques the student had about the way the game was sort of playing out, and how the content was a little off, and how even the structure of moves was off. And immediately the game designers would change it to their specifications. So all in all, it was an incredible experiment. We were very excited about it, and I think it will go towards apps in the future. How do you encourage students to take risks and be creative and innovative, as well as be inspired by themselves as learners? The idea of getting students to own their own work by making it project-oriented and collaborative, and then getting them to teach one another, where the teacher is the facilitator, not the primary giver of information, is a world of difference in how a student not only owns their learning, but gets excited about what comes next. Although we lament the fact that students are changing, their attention spans are growing shorter, technology is distracting, I believe that, like everything, it's up to the educator to innovate and incorporate where those students live into their education as much as possible. So the onus is on the educator to find ways to endorse, incorporate, and teach them to use these tools in a much more productive way. I do believe that in gaming there are some lessons learned. We can be intrinsically motivated and extrinsically productive. What it takes is a shifting of reality. Some of our old paradigms concerning classroom methods and practices are antiquated. We're still doing the same thing we've been doing for the last 150, 200 years. Gaming serves as an opportunity for students to play and learn the ultimate way that all humans do learn. Why we wouldn't incorporate that in a productive and controlled way is beyond me. I can't imagine not using civilization to teach world history.